I'm talking today with Lesley, who's one of my recent mastermindees for my LinkedIn Mastermind. We've just finished our 8-week course, and I've asked her to just come and have a little chat with me about her experiences with it. So I'll go straight over to you, Lesley. Do you want to introduce yourself and talk a bit about what we've been doing for the last 8 weeks, I guess?
Yeah, hi, I'm Lesley Hossner, and I coach people in communicating better in English, non-native speakers, so helping them with confidence and English. I always knew that my audience are out there in the world. It's not a local Facebook group or anything, and I've always wanted to use LinkedIn. Actually, going back in goals and my goals over the last 3 or 4 years, it always says learn LinkedIn, learn LinkedIn.
With it, yeah.
Yeah, and now I can tick it off, so I'm really happy. So yeah, for me, I kept seeing Helen's name come up, and I kept thinking, yeah, I really must invest in learning LinkedIn. And then the mastermind group was offered, and I thought, go for it. This is, the business is just being relaunched, and thought this is time. So I had the time to devote to it, because I thought, I'm really going to focus. I'm going to do all the exercise. I'm going to do what it takes. My middle name is not consistency, but I was really committed. So it's been brilliant. What has worked so well is that Helen has taken us through step by step. She came on, she was totally engaged in the process. So she came on live every day. I don't know if it was every day for 8 weeks, but I saw more of her than I did of my family anyway. No, that's not true. They were short. They were very short live. And that for me is really important, because I just don't have the time or the patience to listen to these long, sometimes a training video is good, but the short, sharp ones. And every day she would give us a task to do. So it just worked for me, because that was manageable and I could commit myself to the one task. And the other thing that I really got out of it was working as a group. That is, for me, invaluable. I'm in another boot camp, and that also has, been it's the way I like to work. So you can always ask for feedback. You've got support. You see other people gaining things on the journey, because for some of us it's slower than others. People have different businesses. You get different people connecting with you at different times. You never know when you're going to just hit the sweet lead, as it were.
But mindsets as well. I think what was really interesting for me was seeing there's a couple of things that people struggle with. The first thing is the mindset. That fear, basically, of, what if I say the wrong thing or do the wrong thing on LinkedIn, and how's that going to impact? And, that worry about what people think. So we have to get over that. And then the next thing is the consistency and the momentum. And I that was really important to me, that we got that dynamic of people who were really helping each other out when, some days you don't feel like doing it. Some days you do hit a wall. And, is there anything that you struggled with?
Sometimes thinking what to post, and I'll be honest, I don't post every day, but it's getting easier. I do find when I've got an idea, I will just post it, because I like to be quite spontaneous. I think I've mentioned before, it's a bit like how I used to be with Twitter. You can't plan your Twitter posts too much. I mean, obviously you can see the ones that are contrived, and it doesn't work. I was going to say I'm more like Donald Trump, just go for it, But no, if I have an idea, I'll sort of formulate it and then post it. I don't worry. I worry about what people think? I'm trying to post to my audience, I suppose. But the other thing that I'm doing is commenting and engaging on other people's posts.
Yeah, you're very good at that. I see your name everywhere. It's brilliant.
I chat, but it's not just chatting. I'm seeing more interesting content since I've had more connections. I'd still like to see more. It doesn't come up as naturally as it does perhaps on Twitter or Facebook, but it's there for longer, and you can go back and find it. And what is great is the analytics. I had no idea about that before. I can see. Oh yeah. And yesterday or the day before, I posted, and Helen said, post over New Year.
Yeah.
And I thought, Christmas, and I thought I will, but I don't know who's going to be, I don't want to waste me ideas. Anyway, so I posted something. It's something that's quite close to my heart about listening rather than reading when you're learning. And so far, it's got about 3,500 views. So I'm really, really amazed. I'm still amazed.
And all those people seeing your stuff, some people it's vanity metrics, having loads of followers and having loads of connections and loads of views, but actually it's not. It means that more people are seeing what I sort of use this analogy now, it's like driving your van down the street, your builder's van. People might out at you and go, I want to, come and build me an extension. But everything you need to know is on that van, and you're in there, you're up and down, and it's a bit like that. Everything that people need to know is kind of in your headline and your profile.
Yeah.
You can't be driving your van past these people who are your targeted people. So had you done targeted connection requests before?
Have I?
Had you been doing before?
I hadn't done any connection requests before. I had occasionally accepted people's requests. I maybe one or two. I think there were about 3 that I targeted. But they've never done, they were people that I knew had a big, wide reach. But it never did me any good that I know of. But, like you say, but I've learned how to target the connections. And I knew I wanted connections abroad, and I had no idea of how to find them, even though it's a global platform. And now I do. I've got a huge number of connections in Spain and in Germany. And when they look at my mutual connections, it looks like I know them all. So they're connecting with me. So so my next tour will be in Spain.
How nice is that? Exactly. So I would say, this is your chance to take a step back from your business and go, what do I actually want? What do I want?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I know what I want. Yeah. I just didn't know how to get it. It's brilliant. I sometimes
think like the start of the boot camp is quite slow. The mastermind, sorry,
yes.
It's quite slow. Yeah. It's all about defining your ideal client and working out what you want to sell and setting your goals. So some people might think, well, we're for LinkedIn. What's that got to do with it? But actually that core bit of work, which I think is really, really valuable. I don't know if you found that useful.
Absolutely. I mean, because as I say, I'm just relaunching the business. It was quite recent, and I'd worked with, a business coach, and that was one of the things we'd done. So that made it easier. It may have changed slightly now because I've defined the client I want to work with, but a lot of my connections I've targeted learning and development managers and HR managers, so they'll have my clients working for them.
Yeah.
So I've got sort of like a double ideal client.
Yeah, your client's client kind of thing.
Yeah.
Well. Look for
it's been, it's such an I'm really boring people talking about LinkedIn, and they all want me to show them.
Well, it's what's interesting as well about the mastermind is that getting people from I don't really go there, I don't really like it, it sort of frightens me or it bores me or so suddenly everyone really first thing in the morning they're in there, they're doing it, they're hanging out there, where they're generating, they're excited by it, it's interesting, and from a business point of view, if you're a business person, it's like the most fun you can have for free because you're like, look, all these potential contacts that I'm now instead of wasting time, which you can do quite easily on Facebook or you can hang out and do some great work on Facebook, don't get me wrong, but LinkedIn just feels different, doesn't it? Feels more
I mean, what I love about it is that you're talking to people you don't know, whereas on Facebook you tend to be talking to people you know, to some extent, mostly. And even if you're in a business group, you tend to you're defined by whatever the business group is. Whereas on LinkedIn, there are no boundaries.
Yeah, it's great. It's been such a good experience for me as much as everyone else. So did you enjoy so we have a group call, don't we, every couple of weeks? I think you made most of those.
I did, I loved them. They were really, really cool, and it was great. I mean, just meeting people I wouldn't have met on LinkedIn, like Deborah, who helps writers, and she's in Washington. And you know, and Elsevina from Holland. I'd actually had met her in person once at the Money Boot Camp thing, but getting really to know them, and Mark, and you know,
Carl Page, like, oh, great,
yeah, it's been great.
And I've done a lot of business with people as well. So like I've done some work with Deborah and I'm doing some work with Annika. So I've spent money with them as well. You know,
and Annika, yes, yeah.
It's a two-way thing. You know, people I wouldn't have met, and you just get to know people so much, like on this kind of level. But they're very laid back, aren't they? Our webinars.
Very, very. But they're great. Actually, it was the first time I'd got to speak on a Zoom thing. So I'd been involved in them and learning and looking at the PowerPoints and things, but I'd never actually spoken. So that was good practice for me running them, which I have done since.
Yeah, cool.
So it's so much better than Skype.
So much better than Skype.
Yeah.
You put your finger on why, but it just is. It just is. Like, you know.
Well, it is, because you can share your screen, and it's more like what I had at work, and you can record it.
Yeah,
basically.
So it's good in that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just together. I mean, the last one at Christmas where I had my hat on and the cat the tree was just like outrageous, you know. And my family are like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Well, I'm speaking to people all over the world for an hour about like LinkedIn."
Yeah.
Like, really?
And I mean that was what was so lovely, because you are so very relaxed and real about it, and you're there the whole time.
Yeah.
If we need you, you're there. I've done private messages, I've done all sorts. I don't agree that you shouldn't shut off, and you know, from a woman's point of view, you've got to have some downtime, but you've been very available, and it's been really, really appreciated.
Oh, that's good. Well, I appreciate you guys just as much. And what's also good, I think, is that my team are in there as well, so it's not just me.
Yeah. Yes, Adam's been helpful.
Right, with Kylie.
And Kylie, and seeing Kylie promote herself as well has been brilliant. You know, it's excellent, and getting to know Michelle from Biz Mums, I would never have connected with her.
Yeah,
and you know, she's a great coach as well. Yeah, it's really broadened my connection base.
Yeah, because we're kind of in a little gang, aren't we? We're like our little gang. But the best news is that we're going to stay together, and then we're going to get new people in. So I think that was the best decision I've made, is to keep.
I think so.
And to have new people coming in 3 times a year, because I think that's going to really grow. And with it being so focused on LinkedIn, that's going to be the thing that holds us together. So there'll be lots of other stuff happening in the group. You know, we have our guest speakers, don't we, which are cool.
Yeah.
And all that. But I think that thing that will hold us together, and then just this shared experience. And I think this year and next year, I think LinkedIn is going to do some pretty impressive stuff. So we're kind of early adopters in a lot of ways. That's
great. And it'll be great to see what the new people do, and to remember where we were.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to share what results we've got.
Yeah, and I think that's really important. And it also then it means it's not just always about me, like in the nicest possible way. You know, other people got different mindsets, different experiences, different ideas. So hopefully that will really make it a really engaging group. So I'm excited about that as well.
Yeah. Well, it's been great, and it will, and it still is. And it's, you know, I mean, I haven't got huge, you know, real concrete work yet, but it's coming. I mean, I know it's, you know, I've got so many connections and so many conversations going on. It's brilliant.
Yeah, great. That's lovely.
I'm so glad I said yes.
Oh, I'm glad you said yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's just been the best experience, and I'm so looking forward to the end of January. It's going to be great to do it all again. You'll see all the videos again, so if you missed any, you'll be able to catch up.
I will. I'm sure I'll watch again. So when do you go on holiday?
Well, not holiday's not in the picture, but it'll be after the next 8 weeks. I think I'll be going on.
Yeah. You need to program it in, don't you?
I know. Well, just having too much fun, you see.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, thanks so much, Lesley. I really appreciate your time.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, and I'll see you on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I'll see you there.
Yeah. Bye. Bye.